Yeah, baby! Welcome to Friday, man. Tony Kurre here at Tony Kurre Radio, just checking in this morning, see what's going on. Hope you're having a fantastic day and hope you got a big weekend set up. Watched the draft last night. Of course, I did sports radio for 20 years, worked at ESPN, so I love watching that kind of stuff. Congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs. Yeesh. 5 players taken the first round, defensive players. It was the first time, I think, since like 1993 that the first 4 players ended up being the first 5 players were all defensive players, and that's pretty amazing. Crazy thing about it, only 1 quarterback taken in the first round. The last time that happened was 2013 when E.J. Emanuel went to the Buffalo Bills. You go back 2001, Michael Vick was also the only quarterback taken in the first round that year. Drew Brees, that guy, ended up going in the second round. And the last time we didn't have any quarterbacks taken in the first round, 1996, that was the year with Tony Banks, Danny Cannell, and Bobby Hoying went in the round. Congratulations to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only 2 players taken in the first round. Jameson Williamson went to Detroit, and of course Evan Neal, the offensive tackle, going 7th to the Giants. Congratulations to the Crimson Tide. It's not good, man, when you're Alabama and you're seeing 5 dudes from Georgia and if going to the first round, you only get 2. Just saying. And maybe on the Jay Barker Radio Network today, too. Around noon today, we'll talk more about the NFL draft and get into that stuff. Happy birthday to Willie Nelson. I just posted a picture of him on my Instagram. It's a young picture of Willie. It's amazing. He's 89 years old. Maybe this smoking dope thing maybe he's on to something. 89 years old, and he's going to be playing at Jazz Fest down in New Orleans this weekend. I wanted to mention a great show we're going to be doing today. It's going to run today at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock Central Time on Tony Kurre Radio, the Tony Kurre Radio app. That's Kurre with a K. Download the Tony Kurre Radio app. It's free. It can bother you. No notifications. This is great classic rock and roll and great unique programs. We have Dark Side of the Pooch, a veterinarian show we do on Monday. We have Adapt Your Parish, a great mainframe business show we do on Tuesday. I recorded a killer show with Mission Minded's Michael Coleman from the Jimmy Hill Mission yesterday. It runs on Wednesdays, Livewire Wednesday. It's an all AC/DC show we do every Wednesday night. Blues Almighty with Austin Hanks. That show runs every Thursday. Last night's show, Off the Hook. Fantastic. And his 20th show will air next Thursday, and I believe he's got some special guests to celebrate that 20th show next Thursday with Austin Hanks. That runs at noon and 7 on Thursday. And then, of course, the Damon Johnson show. Damon getting ready to go back on the road with Brother Kane for a full-fledged tour back in 2023. They're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the first Brother Kane album. He does a show with us every single Friday. Also, the show I wanted to get to, a place called When in Rome. When in Rome with Stuart Rome. Stuart Rome owns the Woodhouse Baseball here in Birmingham and in New Orleans. He'll be down in New Orleans this weekend for Jazz Fest. And we mentioned the Neville brothers, Randy Newman, Red Hot Chili Peppers playing for the Foo Fighters, Ted Benoit. The Who is playing down at Jazz Fest. And so today's show, which is going to run at 1 and 7 o'clock here on Tony Kurre Radio, is going to be 5 songs from a bunch of artists that play Jazz Fest. Some classic rock, some not. It's a fantastic show. So if you're into Jazz Fest, you're going there. Runs for the next 9 or 10 days. Runs all the way through Mother's Day weekend. Fantastic stuff. So check that out and check in When in Rome with Stuart Rome. Now, if you don't listen, Buddy Little, good morning to you. If you can't listen to Tony Kurre Radio live, and we run the shows live every single day of the week, make sure you go to Spotify. Search Tony Kurre Radio, Kurre with a K, and you can listen to all of our previous episodes. We have over 100 different podcasts up there, from the Damon Johnson Show, When in Rome, with Stuart Rome. All of our shows are up on Spotify, so go check it out and just binge listen to all of them. They're great. Some of them have classic rock in them. Some are business shows. Some are shows about NFPs. I mean, it's a great show. Check out all the shows on Spotify. And again, a lot of people are like, I don't want to get subscribed. You don't have to subscribe. Just go to Spotify, search Tony Kurre Radio. You can listen to whatever you want 24 hours a day. But happy birthday to Willie Nelson, and check out our When in Rome with Stuart Rome show. Our Jazz Fest show today runs at 1 and 7. We'll follow it up with another show going on next weekend. And, of course, Birmingham.woodhousespas.com, Birmingham.woodhousespas.com, the place to go for Mother's Day, guys. Mother's Day is a week from Sunday, and I love the fact that Mother's Day comes before Father's Day because you're going to set the standard. You do good on Mother's Day, maybe she'll kiss you back coming up in June, just saying. So check that out. It's going to be great. We talked about Ozzy Osbourne yesterday on the Curry and Claypo show. We were also on Fox 6 yesterday morning around 9:50, thanks to Janice and, of course, Mickey and Michael and all those guys. We love Fox 6. We talked about just how rough it's been. Brandon Austin Morris, good morning to you. for Ozzy Osbourne. He broke a bunch of bones in an ATV accident. He's got Parkinson's disease. I mean, the dude's just been beat up to hell and back. Now we find out he's got COVID. Hadn't gotten COVID at all. Made it through all that crap, and now he's got COVID. So Sharon Osbourne's over in the UK doing a brand new show called The Talk. She did 3 episodes, and then she's back home taking care of Ozzy. So our thoughts and prayers go to Ozzy Osbourne today. So keep him in your prayers as well. And also, I wanted to mention the story. We do this little segment on our show called The Teacher of the Day, and it's usually about a teacher doing something they should not be doing. Back in our day, you know, the idea of a teacher sleeping with a student was like that just didn't happen. I mean, and it probably was happening. We just didn't know about it. But now it seems like there's a teacher day. So I'm going to throw out this board member because it is from my home school, the Lakota School Board, censuring Darby Boddy, or Boddy, B-O-D-D-Y, during an emergency meeting a couple days ago, asked her to resign. They voted during the emergency meeting on Wednesday to censure a member who said she accidentally posted a link to a porn site on her campaign's Facebook page. The board for the Lakota School District, my home district, in Liberty Township also asked Darby 41 to resign. She refused. The link she intended to post, she said it was a site about sexual education for teenagers. She's trying to basically tell the board they don't need to be teaching kids any more about sex than we're already doing. We already do enough. Bodie, accompanied by her young daughter, left the meeting after the censure voting, saying, "I will not be part of this political ruse." Attempts to reach her by telephone were unsuccessful, and another Facebook post that had been removed. Bodie said that while the link was a typo, it is representative of the disgusting material that's being put out in front of our children every single day. Yeah, that's one of those things. I did a Zoom call on Wednesday. And you don't think about this crap. And I've done a million Zoom calls. We've all done a million Zoom calls over the last couple of years because of all the COVID crap. And I'm sitting there, and I had my pants on, which is good. And I realized that I was going to have like 4 or 5 other people, and 2 of them I didn't know at all. And it was kind of a business thing, and it went really well. And so I was set up in my computer room upstairs outside the studio. And I usually do all my work down here in the studio. And I had the TV on. And so all of a sudden, I'm looking around the room, and I'm thinking, okay, because people notice the smallest little things, whether it's a cigarette butt or a doobie, or you got something on the TV and he's supposed to be watching, or, I don't know, a dog humping your leg or something. And so all of a sudden, I started walking around the room because, you know, I'm a bachelor now, right? And so, not to say I'm doing crazy crap or walk around cooking bacon naked. I don't do stuff like that, only on weekends. And certainly not on Zoom. But I'm like, I'm going to have to check everything out. Like, did I leave something out? I live a pretty clean life. I settled down just a little bit. And so I'm looking around the room to make sure that, you know, because you can see the entire room. They ain't just looking at your face. Anyway, just something to think about. And certainly, if you're going to send out a sexual link to anything, make sure you don't have typos. Hey, I did want to mention something, too, real quick. I was thinking about this. Birmingham, which is where we're based, and of course we are listened to around the world. And I want to give a big hidey-ho to all of our great Ukrainian brothers and sisters who are fighting this senseless war right now. We've got over 4,000 people in the Ukraine listening to Tony Kurre Radio. I don't know how they found us. I'm just glad they did. I hope we can give a little Americana to them. It's great classic rock and roll. If it motivates you, all the music we play on Tony Kurre Radio and the Tony Kurre Radio app is up-tempo, so it gets after it. And so I love the fact, and we got people sending us pictures from inside tanks listening to Tony Kurre Radio, which is just super cool. And while I can't be there with you in body, I can be there with you in spirit. And so it's super cool. So we're listened to all over the place. So when I'm talking about Jazz Fest down in New Orleans, and I've never been, and I should have. I should be down there, and I'm going to go next year. But I think about our city stage these days, man. And I was talking to Stuart Rome from When in Rome, Stuart Rome from the Birmingham Woodhouse Day Spa. And I said, man, we used to have something along the same lines. You know, we had 20 different stages. We had all these different bands. It always was over Father's Day. I remember when I first became a father, I had to work, and it's fine, you know, but it was great. Fathers took their families down there, and what a great festival that was for Birmingham. And I hate that it ended. I kept thinking about just how successful, or at least how successful we thought that was. here in the Birmingham area, and I know it went on for 8, 9 years, whatever it was. I got a couple guitars signed behind us by a bunch of bands that were at city stages, but some of my most favorite moments in my radio career were bringing the Edgar Winter Group on, Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull, Earth, Wind and Fire, Chuck Berry, my favorite story of all time. I got a chance to bring him on stage down there at Lynn Park. That was a hell of a good time, man, and I cannot figure out why we can't bring something back like that when we close streets off. I just thought it was just a wonderful jewel in our crown here in Birmingham. We are a wonderful musical mecca. There are so many great bands that have come through here. Everyone from we can go on and on and on. Rolling in the Hay, Dick's Hat Band. There's so many great bands here. I'd love to put something back on like that. Maybe we could start a Tony Kurre Radio Festival where we could bring some bands back, close some streets off, and I know it's got to start kind of small. You can't do something when you're blocking off 20 city blocks, but maybe just if New Orleans can pull it off, and I know New Orleans is like a musical mecca at a different level, but I just think it's a great idea. What do you think? Should we do that? Can we pull that off? Tony Kurre Radio Fest coming this summer, Brandon says, 2023. I think we can make that happen. And I think for the most part, a lot of bands would play for free. You just need to get a good promoter. Maybe I could get Red Mountain, Over the Mountain Entertainment or Red Mountain Entertainment to help us do all the roadie stuff. But man, I think that would just be a great time. It was a good run. Buddy Little, good morning to you. It was pretty awesome. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. I hope you're blessed. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're happy. I hope all is all good. Make sure you download the Tony Kurre Radio app. It helps me big time if you download the app. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. It's got great classic rock and roll. Listen to it. It's fantastic. It's all up-tempo. You want to get in a good mood? Listen to Tony Kurre Radio. And then please go to Spotify. Search Tony Kurre Radio. And we have 10 different shows. We're fixing to add 2 more shows coming up in the next couple of weeks. They're going to be just off the charts killer. We got classic rock shows. We got business shows. We got pet shows. It's going to be awesome. Check out Spotify. Search Tony Kurre Radio. That's Kurre with a K, Kurre. And you can see a list of all of our great shows on Spotify. It's fantastic. Have a blessed Friday, and thanks for watching. And I love you, man. We'll talk to you soon.